Did you know that in later years, saying the wrong thing can quietly turn your world upside down? As we age, we begin to realize that not every detail of our lives needs to be shared. Some information once revealed can lead to misunderstandings, strain our connections, or even disturb the peace of mind we've worked so hard to achieve. Guarding certain aspects of our lives isn't about hiding things for the sake of secrecy. It's about protecting our dignity, independence, and hard-earned tranquility. In this video, we'll look at 9 things you should avoid sharing with anyone after the age of 70. This isn't just about steering clear of problems, it's about preserving the security of your personal life and the health of your relationships. Each point comes from real-life insight and shows how maintaining privacy can be a powerful form of self-respect. Some may seem obvious, while others could surprise you with just how much they influence your life. Be sure to stay until the very end, because the last point may completely change the way you view trust and personal boundaries at this stage of life. Let's get started. Number 1. Your detailed financial situation. One of the most important things to keep private after 70 is the full picture of your financial situation. This includes how much you have saved, your monthly income, the value of your home, or the size of your investments. While it may seem harmless to share these details with friends or even extended family, the truth is that this information can easily change how others treat you. Some may offer unsolicited advice. Others might feel entitled to make suggestions about how you should spend your money. And in certain cases, it can attract those with less than honest intentions. Money has a way of stirring emotions in people, even among those you believe you can trust. Sharing the exact numbers can lead to comparisons, jealousy, or subtle pressure to provide financial help. This can be especially true if someone believes you have more than you need. They might approach you with business ideas, loan requests, or expectations for gifts that you did not plan to give. It can put you in the uncomfortable position of having to say no, which may strain relationships. There is also the matter of security. The more people know about your financial position, the greater the risk of that information being passed along, sometimes casually, sometimes intentionally. Once the details are out, you cannot take them back, and the wrong person learning about your resources could put you at risk for scams or financial exploitation. Seniors are often targeted for these very reasons, and even well-meaning acquaintances can unintentionally make you vulnerable. This does not mean you should avoid all conversations about money. Discussing finances with a trusted professional, such as a financial advisor, or with a spouse or legal representative, is necessary and wise. It is also fine to share general statements like, "I am comfortable," or "I have enough to cover my needs," if the topic comes up. The key is to keep the specifics, exact numbers, account details, and investment strategies confined to the small circle of people who truly need to know. Protecting your financial privacy is not about creating distance from others. It is about ensuring that your resources remain under your control. After all, you have spent a lifetime earning, saving, and managing what you have. The peace of mind that comes from knowing you are safe from unnecessary interference or risk is worth far more than the momentary satisfaction of satisfying someone's curiosity. By keeping these details private, you are protecting both your independence and your ability to use your resources as you see fit. Number 2. Your family conflicts. Another thing best kept to yourself is the full story of any conflicts or disputes within your family. Arguments between siblings, disagreements with children, or tensions with in-laws can be deeply personal matters. And while you may feel the urge to share them for comfort or advice, doing so can often make things worse. Once these private issues are voiced outside the family, they can take on a life of their own, spreading through gossip or being retold in ways that distort the truth. Sharing too much about family disagreements can unintentionally invite judgment. People may take sides, offer opinions you did not ask for, or use the information to compare your family to their own. Even someone you trust might not be able to resist mentioning the situation to someone else, believing it is harmless. Before you know it, your private matter could become a topic of conversation among people who have no place in it. This not only risks embarrassment, but can also deepen the divide within your family. Family conflicts are often complicated, layered with history and emotion. Outsiders rarely understand the full picture, and even those who mean well can misinterpret your intentions or actions. They might give advice that feels one-sided, not realizing the subtleties of the relationships involved. Worse, if word of what you share gets back to the person in question, it can make reconciliation harder and erode trust within the family. That does not mean you must keep everything bottled up. If you need support, choose one or two trusted confidants who are truly removed from the situation, people who can listen without bias or agenda. This might be a close friend you have known for decades, or a counselor who can offer perspective without spreading your words to others. Speaking to someone who respects confidentiality can help you process emotions while keeping the matter contained. Protecting the privacy of your family disputes is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about ensuring that disagreements remain in the hands of the people directly involved, giving them the best chance to be resolved in a respectful and private way. After 70, your peace of mind is worth more than winning an argument in the court of public opinion. Keeping these matters close protects not only your relationships but also the dignity and trust that hold your family together. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3. Your health struggles in full detail. It is natural to want to talk about your health, especially when it plays such a big role in your daily life after 70. But sharing every detail of your medical history, each symptom you feel, or all the procedures you have had, can sometimes do more harm than good. While openness can build understanding in certain relationships, oversharing can lead others to see you differently, not as the capable, independent person you are, but as someone defined only by health challenges. When you go into too much detail, people may begin to treat you with pity instead of respect. They might speak to you in a softer tone, avoid involving you in certain activities, or assume you cannot handle responsibilities you once managed with ease. While most do not intend harm, this shift in perception can affect your sense of independence and confidence. You may also start receiving constant, unsolicited advice, recommendations for diets, treatments, or remedies that may not apply to your situation and can become overwhelming. There is also the risk of your health story becoming public in ways you did not expect. Someone you confide in might repeat what you told them to others, thinking they are helping, but in doing so they take away your control over who knows what. Before you realize it, your private matters could become a frequent topic of discussion in social circles or family gatherings. This does not mean you should never talk about your health. In fact, discussing it with trusted medical professionals, caregivers, or close loved ones who need to know is essential. But outside of that circle, it is often better to share only what is necessary. For example, if you need to decline an invitation because of a medical appointment, you might simply say, "I have something important scheduled that day," rather than explaining every detail of the procedure. Keeping some aspects of your health private allows you to maintain a balance between being honest and preserving your dignity. It also ensures that when you do share, the focus remains on the parts of your life that bring you joy, connection, and purpose, not solely on your physical challenges. By setting boundaries on what you reveal, you protect your self-image and give others the chance to see you as the whole, vibrant person you are. not just a list of medical conditions. Number 4. Your will and inheritance plans. Discussing your will or inheritance arrangements too openly may seem like a way to be transparent and avoid misunderstandings later, but in reality, it can create tension and unnecessary conflict long before it is relevant. Once people know exactly who is receiving what, emotions can run high. Family members may begin to compare their share to others, question your decisions, or even try to influence you to change them. It is not uncommon for such conversations to cause rifts between siblings or spark arguments that linger for years. Even those who never seemed concerned about money before may feel differently when they learn specifics about future inheritances. This shift in dynamics can change how people treat you, with some becoming more attentive in hopes of securing favor, while others might distance themselves out of resentment. What should be a personal and carefully considered decision can quickly turn into a source of ongoing stress. Your will and estate plan are legal documents meant to reflect your wishes, not an open invitation for negotiation. By keeping these details private, you preserve your right to make changes without outside pressure and avoid the emotional fallout that can come from premature disclosure. Only those who are directly involved in managing your affairs, such as your attorney, executor, or a trusted confidant, truly need to know the specifics before the time comes. That said, it can still be wise to communicate certain general intentions to avoid confusion later. For instance, letting your family know that you have a will in place and that it is updated regularly can offer reassurance without revealing every detail. This way, they understand that your affairs are in order, but you maintain control over the exact terms. Keeping your will and inheritance plans private is not about creating mystery or distrust. It is about protecting your peace and the relationships that matter most. When the time comes, your wishes will be clear in the proper legal way and without the damage that premature discussions might cause. At this stage of life, avoiding unnecessary strain on family bonds is worth far more than the fleeting sense of openness that comes from sharing everything too soon. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Your romantic or dating history. After 70, conversations about your past relationships can sometimes seem like harmless storytelling, but sharing too much about your romantic or dating history can lead to misunderstandings, gossip, or even a change in how people view you. What may feel like an amusing or heartfelt memory to you can be interpreted in a completely different light by the listener, especially if they lack the context of the times or the circumstances you lived through. Some people might see past romances as charming, while others could use the information to make judgments or assumptions about your character. If you share details about breakups, heartbreaks, or complicated relationships, those stories can travel far beyond the person you told, often becoming altered or exaggerated along the way. In some cases, it can even cause tension within your current relationships, whether with family, friends, or a partner, if they feel compared to someone from your past. Romantic history is deeply personal, and the way others react to it can be unpredictable. Certain details once spoken aloud cannot be taken back, and you may find yourself wishing you had kept them private. Even well-meaning friends may share your stories in casual conversation, unintentionally opening you up to unwanted attention or curiosity. This does not mean you cannot reminisce or share meaningful parts of your past. Sometimes a story about meeting someone special or a lesson learned from a relationship can be uplifting and inspire others. The key is to focus on what is truly relevant or uplifting without disclosing every intimate detail. you can preserve the dignity of your experiences while still engaging in warm, thoughtful conversation. Protecting your romantic history is also a way to protect your present. The relationships you have now, whether friendships, family bonds, or companionship, deserve to stand on their own without the weight of comparisons to the past. By keeping certain details private, you ensure that the connections you value today remain based on who you are now, not on stories from decades ago. Your love life, past or present, is a part of your personal history that you have every right to keep sacred. Choosing what to share and what to keep for yourself is not secrecy, it is self-respect, and it helps you maintain control over how your story is told. Number 6. Your personal regrets. By the time you reach 70 and beyond, it is natural to look back on your life and think about the moments you wish had gone differently. Some regrets may be small and harmless, while others might still carry a sting even decades later. While sharing these feelings can sometimes bring relief, revealing your deepest regrets to just anyone can leave you feeling exposed in ways you did not anticipate. Not everyone will respond to your honesty with compassion. Some may judge your past choices, consciously or not, and their reaction can make you feel diminished. Others might use your vulnerability as a way to define you, focusing on what went wrong instead of all you have accomplished. In the worst cases, what you shared in confidence could be repeated, distorted, or used in a way that hurts your reputation or your relationships. Regrets are personal, often shaped by moments that were complex and deeply emotional. Outsiders rarely understand the full context, what you knew at the time, the pressures you faced, or the options you had available. When you share those regrets with the wrong person, you risk having them reduced to a simplified story that does not capture the truth of your experience. That oversimplification can lead others to draw conclusions that are unfair or inaccurate. If you do feel the need to talk about your regrets, choose your audience with care. A trusted friend who has earned your confidence over years, or a professional counselor can provide the understanding and respect such conversations deserve. With the right person, discussing regrets can be healing, helping you find meaning in past events, and even inspiring others to learn from your experiences. The key is to remember that you are not defined by the moments you wish you could change. Every person carries some measure of regret, but those moments are just one part of a larger story, one filled with achievements, joys, and countless decisions made well. After 70, your time and energy are better spent on living fully in the present than on defending your past to those who may not understand it. Keeping your personal regrets private is not about pretending they do not exist. It is about protecting yourself from unnecessary judgment and ensuring that when you do share, it is with someone who will treat your story with the care and respect it deserves. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 7. Your passwords and private accounts. In today's world, much of your personal life exists online. Your bank accounts, email, medical records, and even the photos you share with family. After 70, it is more important than ever to protect this information. Sharing your passwords or login details, even with people you think you can trust, can open the door to unintended problems. Once someone has access, they can see, change, or use your accounts in ways you may not expect or approve of. Even well-meaning individuals can make mistakes. A trusted friend or relative might log in to help you with a bill or check a message, but they could accidentally save your password on their device, making it accessible to others, or they might share it with someone else, thinking they are helping you without realizing the risk they are creating. Once a password is shared beyond your control, there is no guarantee it will remain private. Cybercrime also targets older adults at higher rates, and stolen passwords are one of the most common ways criminals gain access to personal information. If your details fall into the wrong hands, it could lead to financial loss, identity theft, or damage to your online reputation. The consequences can be expensive, stressful, and time-consuming to fix. This does not mean you should never get help with online tasks. It simply means you should find safer ways to do so. You can write down passwords and keep them in a secure, locked place in your home, only accessible to someone you have legally designated for emergencies. Password manager programs can also store your information securely without requiring you to reveal it to others. If you ever need to share access temporarily, for example, to let someone pay a bill while you are recovering from surgery, change the password afterward. This keeps your account secure while still allowing for help when you truly need it. Protecting your digital privacy is just as important as locking your front door. Your passwords are the keys to your online life, and keeping them private ensures that you stay in control of your finances, your communication, and your personal history. At this stage in life, your independence is built not only on physical safety, but also on digital security. Choosing to guard your passwords is choosing to protect yourself in a world where information can be as valuable as money. Number 8. Your personal grudges or resentments. By the time you reach 70 and beyond, you have likely lived through moments that left you hurt, disappointed, or even angry. Holding on to certain grudges can feel justified, especially if you believe you were treated unfairly. However, sharing these resentments openly, especially with people outside the situation, can often do more harm than good. Words spoken in frustration can be repeated, reshaped, and spread in ways that create tension you never intended. When you speak about old grievances, others may begin to see you through the lens of that bitterness rather than the fullness of your character. Even if your reasons are valid, constant talk about past wrongs can make it seem like you are stuck in those moments, unable to move forward. This can affect how people choose to spend time with you and whether they feel comfortable bringing certain topics into conversation. There is also the risk that sharing these feelings will reignite conflicts you thought were long behind you. If your words reach the person you hold resentment toward, it may open the door to renewed arguments or deepen the divide. Instead of finding closure, you might find yourself pulled back into situations that drain your energy and disturb your peace of mind. This does not mean you have to bury your feelings or pretend they do not exist. It means choosing carefully when and with whom you share them. A close, trusted friend or counselor can offer a safe space to express and work through lingering emotions without fueling unnecessary drama. Talking things through privately can be healing, giving you the release you need without risking your relationships or reputation. Letting go of grudges, at least in the public space, is an act of self-preservation. It protects your emotional well-being and helps you maintain an image of strength, grace, and maturity. At this stage of life, your time is far too valuable to spend rehashing old wounds in front of people who cannot help you heal them. By keeping your personal resentments private, you not only guard your dignity, but also free yourself to focus on the joys and opportunities that still lie ahead. This choice allows you to be remembered for your wisdom and kindness, rather than for the battles you chose to keep alive. Number 9. Your emergency hiding places or valuables. Many people keep certain items tucked away for safekeeping: important documents, emergency cash, jewelry, or sentimental possessions. After 70, these hiding places often hold not only financial value, but also personal meaning. Sharing their exact locations, even with people you believe you can trust, can put both your security and peace of mind at risk. Once the information is out, you cannot control where it goes or who might eventually learn about it. Even the most well-intentioned person could accidentally reveal your secret. They might mention it casually in conversation, thinking it is harmless, or tell a family member in the spirit of being helpful. Unfortunately, once knowledge of where your valuables are stored spreads, it can make you a target for theft, sometimes by strangers, other times by those much closer to home than you would expect. It is also worth remembering that circumstances can change. Someone who is trustworthy now may face financial difficulties, fall under the influence of someone less honest, or experience a strained relationship with you in the future.